Why can't we have a death penalty for rape? What is holding this country back? Is there any deterrent? Is there anyone scared of a punishment? On the show tonight, Madhu Kishwar, outspoken activist and editor of Manushi, thank you very much. And also Purnima Advani is former chairperson of the National Commission for Women. Can I ask you first, Madhu Kishwar, there is no law that really puts the onus of innocence on the accused. The entire onus of proving that you are a victim is on the victim. So this is a warped situation, isn't it?
No, there have been reasonable amendments in the anti-rape law which do take the woman's word seriously. Earlier, she was always doubted. I think the law has been amended, but the more important thing is, if the police helps the criminals in destroying evidence, if the police go out of their way to shield rapists, then no law court can convict them. Thirdly, the length of the proceedings. Usually these rape cases run into years, and no victim wants to traumatize her future life, and go on and on facing humiliating questions in court and all the rest of it. So it becomes a nightmare to even continue with the rape case. So really it's not death penalty so much as certainty of punishment, swift punishment, and fast-track trials. Right. And of course a responsible police, because if the police doesn't take evidence, if they mess up with, for example, the medical reports, or the doctors are bribed, which happens very often, then of course what can the judges do?
But what was absolutely shocking, Purnima Advani, was the casual way in which this man described the act of rape.
Arnab, that itself is so shocking for such a heinous crime, and that proves very clearly that the fear of law is completely absent. You see, we are still basing our law on Roman jurisprudence. Let 99 guilty persons escape, but let not one innocent ever be guillotined. And therefore, we have to prove a case in the court beyond reasonable doubt. Now, at the stage of collecting evidence, there is ample doubt, because the police is not serious. They are not trained. They are not at all gender sensitive. We don't have forensic laboratories in places like Uttaranchal and Uttar Pradesh. There are miles to go before we can even find a forensic lab. And DNA tests are not done in every case. You see, very first point is there must be political will. We can't have chief ministers and home ministers protecting the police force. No. They must say that if a police person is not gender sensitive, he better well leave off his robes and get lost from the police.
I mean, what about the human rights of that 24-year-old girl who was gang raped by 10 men and who's never going to forget that entire episode? What about a death penalty for rape? You think, Purnima Advani, that's something that we should be seriously looked at now?
Look, at a personal level, I'm absolutely clear that the law must be amended and there must be death penalty, at least in cases of gang rape and child rape. And I remember I was then a member of the National Commission for Women, because this was in the year 1999-2000, when L.K. Advani had clearly stated there should be death penalty for rape.
So, Madhu, what about the human rights of an entire gender that feels insecure and violated because of this kind of incident?
See, firstly, Arnab, you yourself said that this man was describing the whole incident as though he was taking a stroll down a park or something, which means this couldn't be his first rape, which means that these are people who've already been hardened and they've gotten away with many such previous crimes. Otherwise, he would be as traumatized, or he would be as affected by the gravity of the situation, especially facing a camera on a rape charge, which the point that I'm trying to make is, it's not the stringency of punishment.
But Ms. Advani, do you think this 24-year-old, should we at all be optimistic that this 24-year-old will actually see those accused who've actually confessed in front of the cameras, will they be convicted in any time in the near future?
I'm sorry to say not in the near future. Unless there is immense pressure by your investigative journalism, then some miracle can happen. But in normal course, it's 15 to 20 years by the time the matter finds its way into the Supreme Court and the person is ultimately on the guillotine. It doesn't happen for years and years. We recently had a case where a girl in Khar was raped, and after 25 years, the ultimate decision was given by the Supreme Court. And what happens by then? Because she is constantly living in fear from the society, and the man is roaming around on the streets absolutely free and not bothered about anything.
And unless all of us who are on this show tonight and everybody watching this show actually stands up and salutes the courage of that 24-year-old girl who, despite all we say, whether we have faith in the system or not, she went and filed a case. She has faith that the system is going to act for her. And before I wrap up, I just want to say one thing to all our viewers. Every day till there is justice done in this case, Times Now is going to follow up what is happening. Every single part and twist and turn of this very case, and let's see whether we can make an example out of it.